Hey guys and girls, my name is Jeremiah. Making a quick video of about 1 week out my post-op having a microdiscectomy. It was scary leading up to it and didn't know what I was gonna get into afterwards. Um, Let me tell you, it was great. I should have done it a lot earlier. Am I still in a little bit of pain? Yeah, I'm like a 2-3, but I was at like a 7 to 9 for close to a year. So I've got some tips and some experiences and stuff like that that I've come across since I've had mine. Maybe I figured I'd share in case anybody else has got a surgery coming up. You get on Google and there's just so much stuff, and hopefully I can kind of streamline it for you a little bit. Um, so a lot of people I see say things about the incision. It's a little guy. Mine's probably about 2 inches long. It's uh, it's more uncomfortable than painful compared to what I'm sure you were dealing with before the surgery. Just like myself, it's minimal. I mean, it's basically just inconvenience. Um, Immediately after the surgery, my knee down, 100% better. I don't know if all the symptoms are the same with the sciatica with everybody else, but I felt like I had a shin splint on my right leg. My ankle felt like it was kind of sprained or something all the time whenever I'd step on it, like it was almost throbbing. And my foot was pins and needles, and the pad of my foot hurt to step on. So immediately after the procedure, uh, that was better. I didn't feel anything knee down. Um, I also suffered with the sciatica of really, really tight hamstring and kind of glute tightness, and that was a ton of pain, right? So right after the surgery, I still had a little bit of that. Nothing crazy, but it was still there. That didn't disappear yet, and I didn't take any pain meds at the hospital afterwards. They kept me overnight, and I got released probably about 2 o'clock the next day. Just Tylenol. I got home. My hamstring was still. I noticed it a little bit tighter once my surgery meds, I guess it would probably be, were wearing off. I did try to take a couple of the Percocets that they prescribed to me, and I really didn't like the feeling. I took them for about a half a day, and it didn't get rid of the pain whatsoever. All it made me do was want to go to bed, and I still had to remember, times on it and all that kind of stuff. And after about a half a day of taking them, I started feeling itchy, and so I called the wife on her way home from work. I said, "Can you just get me some Nyquil?" I said, "Because if all this stuff's going to do is make me fall asleep, so I can sleep it off, I know Nyquil does it, and it's got Tylenol inside of it also. I checked the dosage, and it's the same dosage on the Tylenol in the Nyquil as it is on the Percocet. So I don't know. It might be something for you guys to try if you're not big on the pain meds and stuff like how I'm not. I'm that was the first time I ever took any pain meds, and I wasn't thrilled. It wasn't like a magic answer. It didn't make my pain disappear, nothing like that. So why even risk it? So for about a day and a half, I'd take Nyquil twice a day or whatever, just to kind of help me sleep some at night. As for walking, I would get up every 2 or 3 hours, walk around my house, do laps for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, make a little snack or something, and make sure you force yourself to drink plenty of water. I'm not a big water drinking guy. I'm actually one of my vices I have is I love Dr. Pepper, right? I never smoked. I never took drinking out of control, but the soda, it's got me. So I I found myself now wanting to force myself to drink water. So whenever I take my dose of Tylenol, I would slam a full glass of water, And whenever I'd do my walking around the house, I'd force myself to slam a full glass of water, just to help with the healing and help with flushing all the toxins and stuff out of your body. I figured I at least will do right until I'm better. Then I'll go back to only Dr. Pepper. Um, so I started walking outside about 2 or 3 days after the surgery. It was all indoor walking before that. I just wanted to make sure I had something to grab onto if, for any reason, if my legs gave out or whatever. I don't know. This is kind of a whole new experience. So I put one of those walking apps on my phone, and I started. I did a half a mile the first day, came back, did 3/4 a mile the day after that, and I just been kind of keeping it like 3/4 to 1 mile. It's not. I don't feel like I'm overdoing it while I'm walking. I'm not quitting at 3/4 of a mile or so. I'm these first 2 weeks. I'm just trying to not overdo it. Okay, because you're gonna feel. I'm 80% better than I felt in a year or so, right? So you're gonna feel automatically like you could take on the world, right? And my understanding is we don't want any scar tissue around the surgical area inside because that'll push just like the herniated discs that we just got taken care of. So I think one of the hardest things right now is you're going to feel peer pressure. I feel terrible watching my wife take out the trash. I feel terrible. She's got to, pick up my 2-year-old to, pick them up, put them in the car seats and stuff like that. So you're going to feel a lot of guilt that you're not pitching in, especially me. I'm a go-getter. I like doing stuff. I'm not one of those guys that's a lazy guy. So one of the hardest things I'm dealing with right now is throttling back. Um, I'm also in the construction industry, and I'm having to kind of do more phone and stay home and run that route. I feel kind of helpless in some aspects of it, but we really got to just take off at least 2 weeks and do this for ourselves because I don't know about you, but I don't want to go back to what I just went through uh, any sooner than I have to. Okay, here's another tip. One of the hardest things I had going on was I've got one of those foam mattresses, like the 10-inch foam mattress, and it was cool first for the first couple years, but it has developed a little bit of a slump in my side of the bed, and that was so hard. The first 2 days, it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie, getting in and out of bed. It would literally take me when I would be home by myself 5-10 minutes to inch by inch by inch rotate my body to get out of the bed, right? And when I was laying on my side of the bed with that big hump, it it was almost impossible. I mean, I would. It was really discouraging. So I found the best way to get out of my bed is to, instead of rolling on my side and then pulling my knees over and then trying to stand up my torso with my arms, I rolled on my belly and then I would slowly back my arms up, almost like you're doing a downward dog, and then I'd get on all fours. And then I would back up to the side of my bed with my legs first and slowly slide my legs down and then push up my arms. And then I would just stand right up. And I found that was the best way to do it for the first couple days. I tried getting up the way they explained it to me at the hospital before they discharged me with the PT people. And it's so tough to go on your side and push up your torso and roll your knees over and stuff. And it took me, it'd take me 15 minutes. And with the downward dog kind of backward crawl deal, I could get out of bed within 30 seconds and no pain anywhere. So that's a good option to try to get out of bed with. On bandaging, so I've had some sun cancer spots cut out of my back. And boy, I don't know if any of you guys have had any sun cancer spots, but they go to town. I've got bigger incision marks and scars from the 3 or 4 sun cancer spots I've had cut off my back than this surgery. And so one of the trips there, the plastic surgeon, after they finished cutting on me, they used some kind of bandage. And boy, that stuff was great. It was really flexible. It stuck on. You could take a shower and it would still be on. And then when you go to rip it off, it wasn't pulling your skin off with it. And the stuff's really good to work with. I believe it's called Hypafix, but they sell it on Amazon. It's real reasonable. You're like eight to $10 for a big roll, and you just have to buy some 3x3 gauze pads, sterile gauze pads from your pharmacy, or I guess even on Amazon again. But get some 3x3 gauze pads, and you have to put the gauze pads on the backer, because this is basically it's like a bandaging, right? And it's all sticky on one side, and the back side's kind of plush, right? So the plush side goes outwards, and then the sticky part's on the inside, and then you just put the bandage, the gauze pad, slap dead in center, and then you put it on your back. And let me tell you what, it's flexible, it's pliable. When you go to rotate, you don't feel it pulling on your skin. And I've been having my wife change my bandage every night after I take a shower. And boy, the if I could tell you anything, that bandaging is the way to go. And even for normal cuts, I cut myself on my fingers and stuff like that a lot at work. I'll get slices, and you can never get a band-aid to stick on it. This stuff, you put a little piece of gauze pad on it, and you wrap it around your finger, and it clings on there, and it'll stay on all day at work. So I'll put a link to the stuff on Amazon in the description, and do yourself a favor, get a roll of that. I got the 6-inch wide roll, okay, and it comes with like 10 yards or whatever worth of it, and it goes a long way. And make sure you get your mattress tightened up. Whatever you got to do, whether you just got to go buy a cheapie for $100 from the mattress places that have the blemishes. Just get a nice firm mattress and just deal with it for a week. That's all you're gonna need it. Then you can go back to whatever you had. But it's that's gonna be a hard thing, is getting in and out of bed. But other than that, so far, super happy I had it done. I wished I wouldn't have waited so long. I'm a lot more optimistic now. I was getting pretty upset with the situation before, when I was dealing with all the pain every day, and now I feel like I'm on an upward path for being able to get back to wanting to do stuff with my kids, wanting to go to dinner more, stuff like that. It's all the stuff that for the past year you just it's hard to explain unless you've been dealing with sciatica. You just don't feel like doing it. You just want to lay down in the fetal position and and hope that you wake up the next day and it's gone for some, because nothing touches it, nothing helps. I was eating all kinds of ibuprofen and Tylenol and stuff like that, and I think I was just taking it just to take it, hoping that it would kick in, and it never did. So if you're on the fence about doing it, find yourself a good surgeon and do it. It's don't sit on the fence any longer. Okay, I'll give you guys another update in another week. And any questions, comment below, and I'll answer as much stuff as I can. Thank you.